help us, man. Marching ain't gonna help us, man. Protesting ain't gonna help us, man.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me, like me, like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on
Man, this
me.
shit ain't no joke, man, this shit ain't no joke. Like the boy cried wolf, I ain't blowing no smoke. You don't gotta look far to see it ain't no hope in this fucked up world. I'm just trying to stay afloat. I grew up in the ghetto in the middle of the streets, Hell, the belly of the beast. Thanksgiving came around, I wasn't having no feast when the landlord talking about breaking out lease. Goddamn, what's next? My girl broke up with your boy and she did it in a text that if I couldn't have nothing, that I could have love besides love for the money and selling these drugs. Sometimes it seems like it's the only way out, but every day I'm getting older and it's getting played out. Can't end up in the pen trying to find a way out. Lord, forgive me for my sins when my heart gave out. My dad died, biggest loss I ever had to take. He a big part of the reason I'm the man I am today. And moving on was a move I wasn't trying to make, but I got sons now, so I gotta lead them not astray. And even though success is looking unlikely, I stay mighty and pray nightly and remain doing the right thing like Spike Lee, which is hard in this life for a nigga like me. All my life I had to fight like my name's Sophia. Always had heart and in my heart was no fear. Boy, I stayed is in trouble always stay near. When you black in America, that's all you cold here, I can't lie. Some days I wanna break down and cry for me and my people that's fighting to stay alive. Cause living ain't living when you living to survive. Yes, we living in hell till the heavens arrive. Nah, I mean,
What it's like for a nigga like me.
like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me.
Like me.
What it's like for a nigga like me. Gray skies overhead just isn't looking likely, but I try to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I talk to God, the one and almighty. Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. Yeah.
Lord, please have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me.
Have mercy on me. What it's like in this life for a nigga like me. Every day I gotta fight my demons. Wake up, thank God I'm breathing. Cause all nightmares, America's dreaming. Trying to find a way to make it while surrounded by heathens. No stress long as I got a coat and I'm eating. I'm blessed and I know the Most High's the reason. But my heart's bleeding through my sleeve is seeping. For all the things that I've been peeping. Type of shit make you say fuck it and sleeping. Cause while you was sleeping during the evening, for brothers got gunned down over the weekend. Stretched out in the streets left leaking. Laid out white sheet, mom's grieving. All lives gotta have more meaning than another nigga dead in the paper I'm reading. Baby mama bitching every time that she's speaking. Talking like she gonna take the kids as she's leaving. How we go from kids to ending up in the deep end. Sink or swim, lose or win, saint or sin. Where does the change begin? And when does the bullshit end? Cause I wake up in the morning, gotta do it again. Go to sleep, go to work and just do it again. Damn. Can't pretend, cause when you stand out, it's hard to blend. And what I stand for, don't fold the bend. Cause I heard real folks don't got too many friends. Cause when you speak the truth, then you tend to offend. So, while I'm gripping this pen, Lord, please have mercy on me, amen.
It's time for my people to come together and rise up. The only way we gonna take our royalty back, man, is if we do just that, man. Take it back. Kwame Yashala, nigga. Time for us to rise out of our oppression. A wise man told me each one teach one. So I need you to reach out to your brothers and sisters and teach them, man. There's no reason we should still be getting hung from trees in this day and age, man. Lord, please have mercy on me.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a deuce and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep him fiending. If any try to shoot you, make sure that you leave him leaking. He said,
I'ma hold you down when problems pop up.
how you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said,
Don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cup?
Yeah.
Stop bitching, get in that kitchen, let it rock up. Bitches love the dope boy, especially when it's wop up. I know you know Ron.
who the plug from by the block up?
I'll tell you a little secret, make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, crib in Philly in Texas. Trips to the Bahamas, just got a whip for his mama. He fucking up them commas, be honest, he seeing decent dope.
I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. In fact, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle, he got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6 hollow tips in his legs what made him crumble.
Least he got the house and mama is living good.
Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than them cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for the stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the clouds, so you don't faze me.
I guarantee that you gon' regret it, remember I said it.
Nah, you could dead it.
What you saying, I can't win?
Nah, devil, nice try, so until we meet again.
I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious, but we been getting fucked and put to the side like a mistress. Police patrolling why? Because prison became a business. They murder one of ours and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public assistance. If this ain't hell, dog, what is this? Where was all lives mattered when they killed Osama? There was no peace talk like the Dalai Lama. Bush dropping bombs saying he gon' bring the drama. They got justice, man, they even caught the Boston bomber. But when we ride, they send the military in armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die a martyr. You reap what you sow, some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to settle the score with a side of Shakur. I changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights, patting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills, I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboy's life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's trife, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Akai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Alton Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. I pray for the demise of the devil. Lord knows I despise every devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil and said, I pray you die, every devil.
Give me Exodus 4:22. And how in the hell did you try to take this Bible and use it for everybody? You stupid as hell. You dumb as hell. This Bible is what's going to condemn you. Because this is the book of the Israelites. You should have destroyed this book, you dumb so-called white people. Instead of going around and trying to use the Bible is the book that's going to destroy your world.
Pussy posted with a gun, screaming out that he got a knife. He came from Habibi's spot, it was chicken and rice. Shit's tripe, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ash Trayvon, Mike Brown, a Kai Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Olden, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't have to die to meet. Pray you die, every devil. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't have to die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. Then we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil.
Shalom, Ak. Shalom, Ak. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathah.
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they flow, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
Hey, who shall be smalls if we don't get them? They gon' get us all. And I'll be damned if I just sit back while my people fall. There is no contestant when we all in this together, so let's come together now so we can end this shit forever. I don't wanna go to school, I'd rather read up on my enemies and study all the methods used to kill my people mentally. Sex, money, and drugs is destroying our identity, and this ain't nothing new. This shit been going on for centuries. Instead of fighting for rights, we should've been fighting for our land. Now we fighting for the man, them fell right into their plan. And I'm sick of this, it's ridiculous how the government is such hypocrites. They make the laws, then break the laws. How serious should I take the laws? My blood, homie, I'll take a loss. This family first, worst come to worst, and I die for mine. Me and my niggas, we charged up like alkaline. We strapped up like Caliban. When it's wartime, I'm on the front line. Facts life, I'm acting like I was born again. It's the afterlife.
No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they flow, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Check it, get your life right, cause this the last call. Christ coming back and he's gonna judge us all. It can happen while you shopping, walk around the mall. Where you from, where you at, Babylon will fall. Lose your head by the sword or obey his laws. You hear them drum beats? We in the midst of war, but it's a holy one. I speak the holy tongue. Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah Barakathum. I got the most high power, I ain't need a gun. I'll be out here reppin' till his kingdom come. His bread's for the children, you can't get a crumb. Yeah, they hear me, they ain't feeling where I'm coming from. But la-di-da-di, fuck everybody from the Catholic Church to Illuminati. Christ coming back, now the Anunnaki trying to warn the people, but they tried to knock me. What you thought that I wasn't gonna throw my voice in? Fuck all of y'all, white Jesus poison. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they flow, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. No one knows because they tried to keep it on the low from all my folks because they flow, so I'ma kill them with the flow. Blinded by the dough, we can't see clearly through the smoke. They'd rather see us on that troll, locked up, they're buried in a hole. Ain't wanna see us grow because they can't go toe to toe, but I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow. Try to stop our glow, but they cannot achieve their goal, so I can feel it in my soul. They gon' be reaping what they sow.
You having that dream where you made the white people riot, weren't you?
But I was telling the truth.
How many times have I told you you better not even dream about telling white folk the truth? You understand me? Shoot. Making white people ride. You better learn how to lie like me. I'm gonna find me a white man and lie to him right now.
Shalom, Israel. Shalom. How about Shem, Yahweh Shabbat, all my brothers. Slovakia. You take care of this. All right. I think we got it now. And we see we got a little problem with echo right here. And that's because we got a number of microphones open. Let me see what else is open. And we're gonna see if we can cut them all down. Stop all this reverb and echoing and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't think that. Let me see if we got it. We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on it. Okay, that's holding the echo down right there. But I think what I gotta do, let me kill this mic, kill this speaker right here. I'll kill the speaker right here. See if that makes it any better. I think, all right. Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shabbat to my brothers. Shalom, Yahweh, Shema Latah Bahashem, Yahweh Shah to my sisters. This is Isupk coming to you out of Detroit. And before we get started, we gotta let you know we started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're in 1969. Since that time, we've been under the leadership of Commanding General Yohanan, chose by Christ himself. And why Commanding General Yohanan? Because that brother never put down his sword. When everything got crazy, he held on to the truth. And because of him, we're still known today as what? The home of the truth. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, Barakatah, Yahweh, Shema Latah Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah. We are a few days from the end of fall and the beginning of winter, which means we're smack dab into probably the most horrendous, horrific, heinous season known in the world. I'm talking about the whole world, not just America, but the whole world. And it's called that Christmas season, beginning what? The day after Thanksgiving. Now, let's recap before we go too far. What Thanksgiving really is not thanking the Most High for anything except for the murder of 77 million so-called Native Americans on this land. You see, we've gone through that. I had a class that touched on it. I'm sure all the brothers in Isupk that teach history class touched on Thanksgiving. And now we're moving to the next piece of garbage that keep our people in captivity, that keep our people, Slovakia, in hell. You do know that heaven and hell is a condition. It's not a place. It's a condition. Right now, Job wrote, the wicked rule the earth. That's who rule the earth right now, the wicked. The earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. That's what the scriptures say. So all we have to ask you is who ruled this earth? This earth is being ruled by a thing called force, F-O-R-C-E, force. He with the biggest guns call the shots. That's all it is to it. He with the biggest guns call the shots. So ask yourself right now, when the Bible said the wicked rule the earth, that's what the Bible said, that the wicked is running this shit right now. Slovakia, the wicked is running this. Ask yourself, who got armies, or parts of their army, or parts of their military on over 200 different, in 200 different countries? It's only one people. That's the United Snakes and Slovakia, I mean United States of America. United States of America. And who rules this place? Esau. And what is America? America is spiritual Sodom. It is Egypt all over again. Spiritual Sodom. You know it gotta be spiritual Sodom. Everybody knows the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and all the homosexuals and lesbians and whatever else they had back there. But the Most High didn't like that, and what did he do? He dropped a whole bunch of sulfur, fire, and brimstone on him and destroyed that place. Well, America is spiritual Sodom, and she's going to suffer the same consequence, according to the Bible. Now, I couldn't make this up. I'm not that smart. I didn't stay in college long enough to come up with a whole bunch of damn theories about how over 1 trillion niggas should live their life on this earth. I ain't the one. All we're doing here is I'm reading the Bible. I'm just reading what the Bible said. And according to the Bible, America is spiritual Sodom. America is Egypt. Now, why is it important to know that America is Egypt? Well, if you run over to, let's run over here real quick. I'm gonna try to keep what I already got set up, but let's run over here real quick to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. This is the history class coming from Detroit, and we are talking about this next season. It's called the Christmas season. But we want to go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68 just to get the depth to understand why there's some historical value in recognizing America as spiritual Sodom. Deuteronomy 28 and 68 say, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. Now, Egypt is really a Greek word meaning oppression. It means slavery. It means bondage. The word Egypt means bondage, and when the Greek was ruling the world, they got to touch Egypt a little bit. They looked over and they said, oh, this was the Israelites was in bondage, and so since the word Egypt means bondage, they named that country Egypt. Before it was Mizraim. Mizraim. Ask any scholar, all y'all that want to, always check with white folks first, just Google or YouTube that name, Mizraim, Mitzraim, or Mizraim, Mizraim. That's going to get you close enough. You're going to find out when you Google those that Mizraim or Mizraim was changed to Egypt simply because that's where the children of Israel were placed in bondage. And the Bible goes on to record in Deuteronomy 68 that we will go into bondage again, this time with ships. Now, understand that this teaching, and this is the history class, and I particularly accepted and even asked Cap about this, to do this class, because I have this thing, I really believe that if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. you're doomed to repeat it. You see. And so it's my goal, it's my aim in every class to bring to you the truth. Why? Because we are the home of the truth. And give you the 100% truth. And I'm too dumb to care whether somebody might not like it. But here's the fact, is that in America is spiritual Egypt. Egypt is our bondage. And so therefore, we fulfill the prophecy when we showed up around 1619 on them slave ships. Our brothers fulfilled the prophecy before us when they were taken from this land and taken over to Europe to be slaves. You see, the so-called Native Americans. Some so-called Mexicans, I'm sure. Historically, you know the Native American was the first slave because they took them over to England first. And that was that Squanto. That's where he comes into the historic picture. But the thing we want to concentrate on today as far as history, as far as history, the thing we want to concentrate on today is something that we're about to enter into. And I'm going to risk pissing a whole lot of sisters off, a whole lot of children off. I don't care. And it's called Christmas. Xmas for some people. But the bottom line is, this is an abomination. And what I want to do is I want to share a little bit of my research. And it's not just mine, you know, Captain Katazar and all these brothers, they get out here and they do this research. And when we follow protocol, you know, if you don't know in the UPK, the protocol is the what? Look it up. And I know a lot of you guys and sisters, you know that you go from this class to that class and this class, and you come to the conclusion they're saying what? The same thing. They're all saying the same thing. That's that one spirit. The scriptures say there is one spirit, one baptism, one God, one Lord. We got one power, that's Yahweh. We got one king, Yahweh Shah. We got one leader on the earth right now, Commanding General Yohanan. And we got one spirit in this school. And that spirit is the spirit of the truth. To investigate, to learn, and to live the truth. If you got a problem with that, look, take your attitude and go on back to America. So lucky. You know, I'm gonna get the call on that one. Because really, we do want to save every Israelite. The scriptures say all Israel shall be saved. And we're bent on that. I just can't, personally, I just can't force you to accept the truth. We are in the truth. Go get your best scholars. You know, I got sisters that, I got one sister that she heavy into Christianity. Bring your best scholars, sis. I love you. You know I love you. Bring your best scholars. Let's talk about this Christmas thing. Because that's what this really is about, Christmas. This is about what's coming up. 75% of African Americans are getting ready to go into some debt that they cannot afford. Why? Because they celebrate a holiday that we was warned, I'm telling you, thousands of years ago, we was warned not to celebrate this. And I know my Christian family won't get pissed off at me because I'm telling you that Christmas is of Satan. Christmas is a lie of the devil. The Christmas is a lie of our oppression. There is no such thing. There is no such thing as a Christ Mass. Yahweh Shah is not dead, he's alive. understand Christ Mass means Mass for Christ or Mass for Yahweh Shai. A Mass is only celebrated, you look it up, a Mass is only celebrated for the dead. But we know that Yahweh Shai, 100% man, by the power of the Most High, was released from the grave on the third day. And he ascended into heaven and took his position. And he's sitting back waiting for the order to come back. Now, in the meantime, what? The spirit that came down and landed on Commander General Yohana, and he stayed in the truth, and he called all of us. I don't know what. Here's why you have to love the Most High if you're an Israelite. We know, after being raised in this captivity, in this culture, so far away from the Most High, we know of all the low-lifedness, atrocious things we've done in this world. And because Yahweh Shai died for us, because Commander General Yohana never let go of the truth, we happen upon an opportunity to come into the truth and save our lives. That's why we do what we do. When we say we've been saved, I know my life has been saved by the Most High. He had mercy on me. And so I have to teach his truth, because he's already proven to me that his truth is the truth. There's no truth but the truth of the Most High. Let the Most High be true and all men be a liar. You see, all men be liars. It is about the Most High. And this time of the year, we already understand that the Gregorian calendar got it all messed up. We know when the year begins and when the year ends. But like Yahweh Shai told that Samaritan woman, we know who we worship. You have no clue who you worship. So Christians, listen. We're going to give you a little walk down. We're going to take a little time. I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. I know Slovakia, Alawanyans, we're supposed to go 2 hours, but I want to get a point across. If it takes 2 more hours, that's what it takes. But the point I want you to make is that I want to make here, for those who dare listen, for those who not so afraid of their own shadow, for those who haven't reached the conclusion that they have all the answers. I remember that. I laugh. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody, but I laugh because I remember when that was me. When I had every answer I thought could ever be proffered concerning what's going on in this world and the Most High and the scriptures. And then I discovered that I didn't know anything. How did I discover that? I ran into the truth. I ran into the Isupk. I didn't know a goddamn thing. Salakia. But let's take a look at this. I want to take a look at this holiday. And I'm going to go a little bit different. Now, I'm going to do a little bit different. But it's a skill I've learned from the mighty men above me. And what I'm going to do is let the enemy set his case. How I'm going to do that? I'm going to show you guys a film real quick. Not the whole film, but portions of a film, of a clip. It's from the History Channel. You know, they did mess around and let me go to college. And so there's some things I do know how to do. So we're good. Okay. Hold on. All I'm trying to do is switch over. I pray y'all be patient with it, brother. This is some new technology that we're trying. Maybe we're trying to over here. That might run off to Tadashi stay over here in the media department. Do this, do that. You know, that's why. But you see right now, look the way it looks. Officer Tadashi and me all along. And we gotta get together. But I really want you guys to take a look at this. This is called the Origins of Christmas. I'm not going to play the whole thing. It's only 3 minutes long. And we're going to start in around 2nd March 22, 17 to 22. Someplace in there. We got the sound up a little bit now. So we're going to get it started. And I just want y'all to listen.
Around December 21st, the winter solstice, fathers and sons dragged evergreens indoors as reminders of life and set logs on fire as a promise of good fortune. Ancient Rome had its own December festivals. 1 week before the winter solstice, Romans began celebrating Saturnalia, an orgy of food and drink in honor of Saturn, the god of agriculture. Some Romans, particularly soldiers and government officials, also worshipped Mithra, the sun god. It is believed that to this small but powerful sect, the birthday of Mithra, December 25th, was the holiest day of the year. By the 1st century AD, pagan traditions were being challenged as Christianity took hold throughout the empire. But Christ's birth date remained a mystery, since the Bible doesn't mention exactly when he was born. Since pagan Rome already celebrated the birth of Mithra on December 25th, it is theorized the church adopted the date as the birth of the Christ child. In the 4th century, the church made it official, declaring December 25th as the feast day of the Nativity. The church knew it could not outlaw the pagan traditions of Christmas, so it came to accept them. The evergreens traditionally brought indoors were decorated with apples, symbolizing the Garden of Eden. These apples would eventually become Christmas ornaments. The story of Santa Claus also begins in the 4th century with the death of Nicholas, a beloved Turkish bishop. The anniversary of his death became known as St. Nicholas Day. On December 6th, good children woke to gifts from the kindly saint. Bad children sulked away with nothing. In Holland, he was known as Sinterklaas. 1,500 years later, in America, a seminary professor named Clement Clark Moore reimagined the legend of St. Nicholas. In 1822, Moore wrote a poem called The Night Before Christmas about a good-natured saint named Santa Claus, who was pulled by a group of reindeer and came down the chimney on Christmas Eve. Like St. Nicholas, Santa Claus spread good cheer and gave gifts to children. Less clear was exactly what this Santa Claus looked like. Then in 1863, Thomas Nast, a cartoonist for Harper's Weekly, settled the matter once and for all with his version of the Christmas saint. Nast's Santa was rotund and jolly, with a full white beard and a sack full of toys. An American icon was born.
Don't just find yourself, make yourself.
Yeah. That's got to be crazy. That's all get out. Y'all know that's got to be crazy. You know, I'm listening to this on my phone as I go, so we may have a little delay, but I want to make sure this is playing right. We got sound. I want to make sure this is playing, because we're going to have to take a look at the scriptures after this. We can. Yeah. We should be coming through the clear. Again, I'm gonna show give technical. We're working new ways to bring things to you. And so okay, there we go. Now you guys know, and I'm gonna get on out. I'm gonna quit trying to monitor. I got my phone in front of me, so if something, y'all should put something in the chat. If you can't hear, Shemuel, Yasharala, Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Brother Flint, glad to have you on board. You're gonna need this. Okay. What I'm gonna try to do is cut through the chase. I really like doing that part, but we're gonna take you over. We already went to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. We already went down that road. We already found out that the children of Israel, these Judah anyway, was gonna be put on slave ships. Listen over here, but now let's go over to Jeremiah. That's what we're going to do. Because we're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about this thing called Christmas. Why is it so important? Why? Because Christmas gets everybody. Christmas infects Salakia. Christmas infects the Muslim. It infects the Jew, the Jewish person, not the Jew, because we Jews, but the Jewish person, it gets them. Christmas infects the entire world. Now, if you go back to the beginning of that little film we just showed, it talked about them Scandinavian, them Nords, you know, them Northern European types. And they had this great festival. And they called it the Yule Festival. What did they do? They took logs and they brought them in their house and they burnt the log and they burnt for about 12 days. Also, they took the other part of the tree and they brought what? Evergreens into their house, right? Now, you know what the Yule log was, right? The Yule log was the bottom. Say they found a tree they really liked. Found a tree that they really liked. They cut the tree down, but it was too big to get in their little dinky ass houses, you know what I'm saying? So they cut all the bottom off the tree. And that's what they set on fire. But the other half of the tree, they brought it in and they set up in their house and they, you know, they decorated the tree. They decorated the tree. This was the Nordsmen, the Scandinavian, them blonde-haired, blue-eyed folks up in extreme Northern Europe, right? And they had gods, we call it Greek mythology now, but they had gods like Odin and whoever else, Poseidon and whoever else, and they had all their Greek gods, and Sinterklaas was the Germans pronounced it. And they had this festival to a winter deity, a winter god, you see. Rome called it Saturnalia. Y'all heard about that? Look it up if you don't. The tradition in the Isupk, if you don't know, look it up. And I'm giving you this long, drawn out introduction so you can get a grasp of what has come down through the centuries to you as a tradition. What you are now passing on to your children and grandchildren as a tradition. It's called the Yule time. It's called the winter solstice. It celebrates the shortest day of the year. It celebrates the dying of old man time and being born again shortly. All of that. It's all type of abomination because someone who don't know the Lord looked up in the sky and became amazed at the signs in the sky. They found them to be a wonderment. Oh, this happens every time this year with the sun, and it looks like this, and they just thought that was so amazing. But you, Israel, don't be amazed by the signs in the sky. You know what those signs in the sky sit there for you to do, Israel? To know when to plant your damn crop, when to harvest it. There are signs in the time, and signs should be read and understood. But the Bible said, don't be amazed. These idiots, regardless of their nationality, have looked into the sky, and instead of seeing that there is an amazing, unexplainable power in existence that's taking care of this earth and Israel, they decide to take things of the sky, the sun, the stars. They decide to take things of nature and turn them into gods. And that's what that Christmas tree is. That's why you saw in this film that the men and the boys, you know why the boys went with the men? So they can pass on the tradition and make sure it lives throughout the next generation. The boys and the men went out and cut down these trees because they worshiped these trees, and they gave gifts and all of this kind of stuff, and they placed the gifts up under the tree, and they got the 12 days of Christmas as long as the Yule log burned and all of that. So why am I having a problem? Why is this priest and prophet of the Most High having a problem with what white folks do? It's not what white folks do what the hell they want to do. It's when you do it, Israel. When you run down on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, after you just celebrated killing 77 million of your own brothers with this goddamn devil, with our oppressor. That's what you did with our oppressor. Then you turn around and immediately begin to finalize your preparation for another so-called holiday, which is called Christmas, Xmas. And that's a celebration for a dead nigga named Christ. That's what literally Christmas is. Mass is mass. When you see Christmas, that's mass for Christ. And mass in the Catholic Church, check it out, look it up, is only celebrated for the dead. Yahweh Shai ain't dead. He keeps Commander General Yohana informed. Yahweh Shai is not dead. So that's the first thing why you shouldn't be celebrating Christmas. Yahweh Shai ain't dead. We don't celebrate nothing for dead people. Let the dead bury the dead, the scriptures say. But let's look at what was written 3,000 years ago, 2,500, 3,000 years ago, by the prophet Jeremiah. So like it, and see if it matches up what we're trying to get you to recognize right now. That is that Christmas is probably the biggest abomination that an Israelite can participate in. We're going to Jeremiah 10, starting at verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now this is the Most High, this is Yahweh, our power, speaking to the prophet Jeremiah. And the first thing he has to say is here. Salakia. The first thing he has to say is here. In other words, he means to listen. In other words, all you folks that got an opinion, shut the hell up. Right now, if you're in the sound of my voice, if you listening, if you happen to tune in, passing by on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Twitch or whatever the hell they got out there, and you happen to hear my voice, stop. Tell your mind to shut the hell up, quit thinking, and just listen. And just listen. To thus saith the Lord. Jeremiah chapter 10, starting at verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. I learned when I first came into this truth. When I first asked these brothers, please have mercy on me. When Yahweh decided to have mercy on me, my only thing was teach me. And what I found out I had to do in order to be taught, I had to shut the hell up. How about that? I know you want to fight me. I know you want to come. We 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, Gratiot. If you want to debate, you can debate me or any of these brothers in this school. I know we get on your nerves with this teaching this truth and how we stretch it out and do it the way we do it. But we want our people, we niggas. I don't know who y'all are out there listening. Some of y'all might be bourgeois, but we niggas from the hood, you see. And even those of us that touched on a little bit of so-called money, we niggas. We the same people Yahweh came from. Can anything good come out of Nazareth? Well, shit, can anything good come out of the east side? We're here. Of Detroit, that is. We are here. Can anything good come out of St. Louis? The brothers in St. Louis. What about Chicago? Cap Malquad, Big Priest. You got them brothers in Chicago doing the same thing. Can anything come out of Jamaica, Queens that's good? Out of Harlem that's good? Out of New York that's good? Y'all better watch out. Captain Tazaria, Captain Katazar up there in Philly. Big Priest over security. He's over there. Down in D.C., Captain Mashat. Got North Carolina, his brother down in North Carolina, Captain Natazar. Can anything good come out the ghetto? That's what the scriptures say. Can anything good come out the ghetto? And that's the only place your priests and prophets of the Most High coming out of. They're not coming out of seminaries. But back to our subject. Jeremiah 10, starting at verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now, let me explain something. Esau, this ain't for you. It ain't for you. In fact, Esau, these scriptures have never been for you. Historically, you have proven what you do when you get a hold of a holy word, if I may. Baba Kishad. You get a hold to our scriptures, a word that was set apart. You know, when we say holy, that means to be set apart. This is a word that was set to the side of all the books ever written. This book was set aside and set apart specifically to who? The house of Israel. And Esau, you got a hold to it, and you created something called religions. Starting with your boy Constantine. You created this thing called religions, and you've deceived the world ever since. You deceived them ever since. But we straighten it out today. This word is only to who? Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. So, if you're Korean, even North Korean, Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese. If you're European, if you're not of the 12 tribes of Israel, pretty much drop dead. Get ready, get your mind right, get ready to go into subjection. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathens. Let's stop right there. The little clip we just looked at showed you that the whole idea of this winter celebration, it gotta be something for real, something came out of the imaginations of the heathen. Came out of the imagination of the heathen. You New Testament Christians. You Prince of Peace, Joy Road, Missionary, Baptist Saint, John the Great, whatever. Straight Gate, Church of whatever. How can you justify? I dare you. Let's go public. Let's take it public. I challenge you. Here in Detroit, I'm just some little old man to study the Bible in the Isupk. But I challenge you this season to come out, meet us publicly. Let the cameras come out and you talk to us and explain to the people why you teach them the way of the heathen. You explain to them why you teach them to disobey the Bible. Oh, you think I'm lying? In the Christian church, is it or is it not okay to celebrate Christmas? I thought it was. But Christmas is not an Israelite way, is it? No, it's not. It's a heathen way. Christmas is a heathen. We saw it, they got it right there. That's their History Channel. That's not Isupk History Channel. That's their History Channel. They say Nord to Nordish gods. They say Odin. They say that this is the Yule log and you burn it. They say they brought this up, and the Bible says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. That's why they got Christmas. They just messed up in the head. This is the whole idea that the earth is tilted on its axis, and thereby its sun hit it at different angles, causing the season to exist. They don't get it. So they are dismayed. Let's keep on reading. Verse 3, for the custom of the people are vain. Stop. The custom, that means what the people do on I'm going to say on a religious basis. That's custom. When you do something religiously, that means you repeat it close to being exactly everything. Time, place, space. That makes it a custom. A custom is repeated religiously. But according to the scriptures, Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 3, the customs of the people, meaning outside of Israel, are vain. And it does include those Israelites who what? Practice what they see the heathen practice. You know, all those who think shrimp, lobster, and crab is a delicacy. That's vain. Your practice of Friday night, all you can eat king crab legs is vain. You know what you're going to have? High cholesterol, high blood pressure, and a goddamn heart attack. That's what you're going to get. Why? Because the customs of these people, the customs of these Edomites, this custom called Christmas, violates the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Let's keep reading and see if I'm lying. You ain't got no business with nothing that resembles a Christmas tree being in your house. You ain't got no business laying it out with silver and gold and lights and all that shit. You got no business doing that. That's what we've done historically in our lifetime. This is a history class. The point is, in this history class, where did Christmas come from, and what does the Most High have to say about Christmas? Are you riding with me? Are you still with me now? Are you still with me? And look at here. Before I go on, I want to tell y'all, if you don't do nothing else in this world, pay your tithes. I would like for you to hit that like button down there at the bottom of this, wherever you're seeing this at. Hit that like button. If you want to keep this truth coming to you, hit that like button. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to bother with capture, but I'm going to give it to you straight, no chaser, straight up, no chaser. That's how history going to come to. And let me explain why I do it that way. I was in a history class some years ago in a little college class in a little old town, in a little old rinky-dink college. And you know what they showed me? They showed me that when this place called Russia, the Soviet Union, whatever y'all want to call it, came out of its so-called depressed state, when it came up from that religious tyranny, when they got rid of religion in Russia, right? There was a number of people that showed up in the Russian textbooks that got credit for doing that. But there was another party in Russia that was called the Democratic Party. And I got the opportunity to look at the original pictures that was taken of that group of people. And guess what? There were some more people there, at least one more. He just happened to be a Democrat, which was not along the Socialist Party lines. And therefore, in the history books, the picture was cropped, that means cut right there, and he was left off. That's all of mankind history. They show you what they want you to see. They show you what they want you to see. So what they've shown you in this Christmas is one that is super old, and in America it's not. Another thing that is super great, even in Europe they outlawed it in some countries. It's not all that great. And then they say it's all to make the children happy. The scriptures say, train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he will not depart from it. So none of that is worth two dead flies. They ain't worth shit. It just ain't worth anything. But people still finna go out here and buy their kids Christmas gifts. People are still going to bow down and worship a tree. And you've just seen, and we might run that one more time, but you've seen where it comes from. And you think it's old in the Bible? Listen, we're going to keep reading, starting at verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. Celebrating Christmas is vain. It amounts to nothing. It's nothing less. It's nothingness. It's nothing. It pisses the Most High off that you, Israel, would do that. How dare you, Israel? And you know every time we get in trouble, we fall down on our knees, cover our heads with ashes, put on sackcloth, and we cry, Lord, help me. Woe is me. And you know what? We're the ones running around here celebrating Christmas. We're the ones running around here putting things on layaway, planning cruises. We're the one that's doing that. And in a few weeks, we're going to be crying, Lord, help me. We set ourselves up for that. Why? Because we chose to believe a lie than to trust in the truth. Why? Because a lie sounds good, feels good. And the Bible already told us about our enemy. His word is what? Smooth as butter, but what? War is in his heart. As long as we've been in this country, we've been dying at the hands of our oppressor. And then we let Montgomery Ward come out in the early 1900s with a goddamn commercial and suck us all in again, talking about Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And we get suckered right back into trying to be like white. We envy our oppressor. And we want what he got. And we want everything he got. But he rapes his children. He takes his little girls and dares his wife to say anything as he rapes them. He rapes his boys too. Have you heard anything about the Catholic Church? He grows his children up to be serial killers and monsters. And he gives us Christmas, one of his traditions. And the Bible says, verse 2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of the heavens. For the heathen are dismayed at them. They, just like the heathen, cannot understand these scriptures. Psalms 147. Let's run over there real quick so we can understand why I say that. Why can't the heathen understand these scriptures? It ain't meant for them to understand them. Listen to Psalm 147, verse 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob. Now Jacob had a twin brother named Esau, but it doesn't say he showed his word unto the twins. It says he showed his word unto Jacob. That means he exposed Jacob to all he expect of us. Yo, Jacob, look here, you my mans and them. Teach your people to be this way because I got your back. I love you. And this is how it really supposed to go, no matter that stupid shit you hear down there. This is how it really supposed to go. Pass it on. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. His law and the consequences of his law. That's judgments. Consequences of disobeying the law is called judgments. It could be just consequences of the law, because it's a judgment even if it's a positive one. But for the most part, most people are taught it means something negative, so therefore we say consequences or punishments for breaking the law. It didn't have to be that way. He showed his word. He showed his statutes, his laws. He showed what he expects unto us, blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, to our fathers and forefathers. He showed it unto us. Then we learned that he has not dealt so with any other nation. Verse 20, he has not dealt so with any nation, meaning any other nation. What I'm trying to do here is paint the picture of historically why you, Yasharala, you black man, black woman, Native man, Native American woman, Hispanic man, Hispanic woman. I'm painting the picture historically who you are. You already suffered these curses. I'm using Christmas as one of the reasons why you continue to suffer the curses. Here's the law, learn not the way of the heathen. Didn't he give you a specific law? I'm going to read it to pay attention to. Make sure you don't violate it. Watch this. Verse 3, Psalms 147. He healeth the broken in heart and binding up their womb. He telleth the number of the stars, and he calleth them by their name. It's showing you how powerful the Most High is. The Most High limit to how powerful a star is, and then he gives it a name. And he know them all, regardless of what we call him. He know what he called. I'm going to skip through to verse 19. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes unto Israel. That's his word, his laws, statutes, commandments, his judgments unto Israel, the consequences for not keeping the law. Verse 20. He has not dealt so with any nation, meaning any other nation, a clear inference. He has not dealt so with any other nation. And as far as his judgments, as far as, watch this, we commit adultery, off with your head. Eat shrimp, pork, or lobster, off with your head. Go out there and play with the swine, off with your head. Let's read. That's for Israel. It don't pertain to anybody else. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Israel have not known the Most High being pissed off at them. That's why we have this celebration called Christmas at their so-called end of every year. Let's go back to Jeremiah. We'll go back to Jeremiah 10. Let's take a look at this, the scripture. You know, I'm picking on Christmas on purpose, right? We do that on purpose. I'm waiting for y'all to get geeked up and geared up so that y'all go, oh, I wish you just leave Christmas alone. Here's my assertion. Christmas ain't in the Bible, Christian. Ain't no such thing as Christmas in the damn Bible. Not as a holiday that any Israelite was instructed to observe. But you do it anyway. You're doing it right now. You count the goddamn 12 days of Christmas in your mind. You see, that's what you're doing, Christian. That's what you're doing. So what we got to do, we're going to take a look at this and see what Jeremiah got to say. In chapter 10 of Jeremiah, that's Jeremiah 10, that's where we're coming from. And so you'll know, this ain't my opinion. I would say for the most part, but hell, ain't none of it my opinion. We're going to let the word of the Most High speak. And why don't we give opinion? Why won't I give you my opinion on this? Because I've learned in this truth that I'm going to speak anything out of this book right here, called the Bible, I must speak as the oracles of God. I can't add a period or a cross of a T. I can't subtract a comma or a minus sign. You understand? I must speak as the oracles of the Most High, and therefore I must say what's in the Bible 100% of the time. Jeremiah 10, let's start at verse 3. For the customs of the people are vain. We already told you that. It's Christmas. Thanksgiving. Columbus Day. That's got to be the biggest joke. Salaki. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, birthdays. The customs are the people of the people are vain. And we're talking about the people who Israel is currently trying to mix with. If you're not an Israelite and you're hanging around any other person trying to be like them, then you out of pocket. You out of protocol. You are just in fact wrong. And the check-in is on your way. That's because the brothers love you. If I see you, I'm going to check you. Why? Because you black like me, and I love you. You're an Israelite like me, I love you. For the most part, you're a Judite just like me, and I love you. Let's read. Verse 4. So like your verse 3. For the custom of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the axe of the workman with the axe. Now, you know, before they start growing them in the parking lot of Walmart, you had to go to the forest to get you a Christmas tree, and you had to cut it down with an axe. Well, ain't nothing changed. Lucky. Except for they brought the Christmas trees to Walmart's parking lot. They still growing in the forest, and some axeman still goes out there with a chainsaw and cuts them down. And you bring it into your house and you deck it out with silver and gold. Let's see, verse 4. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammer that it not move. They are upright as palm trees, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither. In other words, all these gods that all these other people built and created, there's no life in them at all. They big ass rag dolls. Stuffed animals. That's all their gods are, stuffed animals. It might be a big rag doll made of brass or gold or something like that, like Buddha and all them other unpronounceable names and stuff that I know Cap gonna laugh at me. When she said, well, Hebrew, their name was something. I couldn't pronounce that shit. So, these folks here, they're a joke. But the saddest part about it is they got you playing a joke on yourself, because they got you celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, birthdays, Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, Swedish Day, St. Patrick's Day, half a bowl of soup day. Nigga pulled that shit last night at a restaurant. All I wanted was soup. He made sure half the bowl got spilled before it got to me. After I paid for it, you see. Can't win them all. But here's the thing, we in this position, we suffer these type of atrocities because Israelites will not leave the way of the heathen alone. Let me explain something. If you celebrate Christmas, you'll swap your wife with another man. That's heathenistic and unlawful as hell. You understand? You understand? Stop. How can I put it? My suggestion is stop lollygagging. Let's keep reading. For the custom of the people are vain, for one cutteth the tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it might not move. They are upright as one palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good. Why shouldn't you be afraid of the Buddha that some Chinese or Indian wear around their neck? Why shouldn't you be afraid of the Hare Krishna that some Russian run around in the toga chant? Why shouldn't you be afraid of the bullshit the Christian pastors come up with? Why? Because you are in the truth. And the Most High got you. We beg people every day we go out here, we beg people, just come and begin to obey. Don't keep doing what you've been doing. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. You're going to get the malice greens. You're going to get the Kamir Rice. You're going to get the Trayvon Martins. You're going to get the Martin Kings. And I hate to put that bastard in with them brothers, but they killed him when y'all liked him, America. You're going to get the Malcolm X's. You're going to get your leaders murdered. You're going to get the Abba Bibbis. You're going to get black on black crime. Why? Because you're following a culture that's not your own. You're following a bunch of falsehood. You follow Christmas, you follow Easter, you follow New Year's, you follow St. Patrick's Day, you follow Valentine's Day, you follow Swedish Day, you follow Columbus Day, you follow Veterans Day. You follow Halloween or All Hallow Eve's Day. Stop it, man. Stop it, woman, brother, sister. Stop it. Verse 5, they are upright as a palm tree, but speak not. Your Christmas tree can't speak. But every day, just to water it so it don't burn down your goddamn house, you bow to it. Because you don't water it from the top, you have to bend down and put water in that base. You bow to it. And then you get all them gifts and put up under there, and then you tell your children a fat white man brought it. Christmas makes you into a fucking liar. Salakia. It makes you into a liar. And of all the people it makes you lie to, it makes you lie to your children. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I'll tell you why. Because you serving the white Jesus. You serve the white God, not the black God. You serve Cesare Borgia, and you don't serve Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. You still got it in your mind that you want to get along with the white man. Oh, if we just, can we all just get along? Let me explain something. That shit ain't finna happen. It ain't happened yet. In the 400 years we've been on, it's not finna happen. It's not getting ready to happen. Look at the history. That's what this class is about. To get you to take an interest in your own goddamn history. You know why the Bible is the most proliferated so-called religious book on the face of the planet? Because you didn't believe your own history, even though you're the one that had it in your possession. I'm old, I'm tired. Shouldn't it be somebody else up to the plate? Grabbing this truth? But we're going to keep prophesying to the wind. If you stay in the Christian church, nothing but hell and devastation coming in your life. That's their whole formula. Christian church lets you do and teach you that you can do anything you want to do, and you have no accountability. And it sounds good and it looks good on paper. But let's keep reading and find out what the Most High thinks about these trees being cut down and fashioned with silver and gold. Verse 6, Jeremiah 10, verse 6, for as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in the night. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain, for as much as among all the wise men of the nations, all in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto you. So even in writing this and getting ready to check Israel, Jeremiah don't mind telling the king, ain't nothing like unto you. He don't mind telling the king the truth. You're not blowing smoke if it's the truth. Ain't nobody seen what Nebuchadnezzar did till Nebuchadnezzar did it. Nobody seen World War II until World War II happened. Nobody knew what the hell an atom bomb would do until the United States dropped it on Nagasaki. 2 of them. Might have been 1 too many. So, we need to stop celebrating these damn holidays. We need to stop celebrating Christmas. We need to stop celebrating Easter. We need to stop celebrating New Year's. all of them, Mother's Day, don't celebrate that bullshit. All of those holidays are the ways of the heathen. Our scriptures say, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. You have not only learned the way of the heathen, Israel, you've perfected it. You perfected it. Ain't got money for nothing else all year, but you got Christmas and the cruise squared away. You've perfected it. And many of us, we are enamored with the idea that we can spend that type of money with some damn Edomites. Never thought to go around the corner to the black grocery store, to the black hairstylist, to the black dollar store, and buy the same thing from them for the same money. We don't do that when we should. Verse 6, for as much as there is none like unto me, O Lord, to thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, that's everybody outside of Israel, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. So there's none like unto the Most High. You can think and let your mind go in a million goddamn directions. You won't find nothing like the Most High. You won't find nothing like this word here. And you won't find anybody breaking it down any clearer, any more truer than One West out of Harlem, 125th Street out of Harlem, New York, talking about the ISUPK, under Commanding General Yohanan. This is the home of the truth. And we're just giving you a preliminary. The brothers are going to come. And they're going to talk to you about this Christmas thing. Again and again and again. Give it up. Let it go. Turn it loose. Turn around and run away from it. Got no business. Historically, we've already proven just with a little clip that this is not from the Bible. And by God, what do we have? That's verifying what we just saw from the History Channel. The Bible saying this is not of the Bible. The Bible telling us don't do this. Colin, I don't want Colin. So lock it. Verse 13. Oh, let me back up a little bit. For as much there is none like unto thee, O Lord. This is verse 6. Thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? I'll tell you who's too stupid to fear the Most High. Them Edomites and them brainwashed Israelites. Too dumb, just too stupid. Too stupid to fear the Most High. Here it is, Christmas right around the corner, and we got 50-degree weather in Chicago and Detroit with rain. Anybody paying attention? Psalm 33 talks a little bit about the Lord using his tempest to get folks' attention. Man, no, he can't control the weather. To be this warm, this far north, is the Most High. That ain't the only thing going on. Man knew black men, Hispanic men, Native American men knew they had no business becoming homosexuals. And what happened today? Among all homosexuals, among all white homosexuals, 1 in 10 is HIV positive. Among black homosexuals, 1 in 2. Or 5 in 10 are HIV positive. The Most High is not playing with y'all. He's not playing with us. It's only going to be a short while before celebrating Christmas is going to start bringing people some very, very serious and dire consequences. And it's going to be a phenomenon because it's not going to be one or two isolated cases. The Most High is jealous of you, Israel. And he's tired of sitting around while we treat him like a punk. And that's how we do it when we don't pay our tithes, when we don't come to class. We don't participate 100% in this culture. I'm not talking about a church. And you can sit back and cry and claim, well, they got other people. I don't want to hold that office. This is not about an office. This is a nation called Yashar Allah, headed by Commandant General Yohanan. We all have a responsibility to live according to the law, statute, commandments, regardless of how we feel. You got that? We all need to take heed to the scripture. We all need to take heed to the scripture. We're going to skip down to verse 10. Because this is the most stuff they did. But verse 10, chapter 10, verse 10, Jeremiah. But the Lord is the true God. Is who? The true God. The Most High is the true God. All other gods are fake and phony. They know it. Why? Because how do they labor their obsession with these gods they talk about? They call it European, Greek, or Italian, or some type of what? Help me out now. Help me out now. This is their culture. This is their renaissance. This is the way they see things. They made things new. Now it's time for a different renaissance. It's time for the renaissance of the truth. This is their vision of themselves. They place themselves in positions of gods. They place themselves in positions of kings. And you fell for it, Israel, just because you got conquered over in this hemisphere. You got brought to this hemisphere, and they beat you with the whip and the chain to accept their notion of religion when you never had religion. Your religion was your culture. It wasn't a religion. They thought it was a religion because we lived this way. They thought we was wise. They didn't fuck with us until what? We contaminated ourselves by chasing after them. We contaminated ourselves by chasing after them. Let's keep reading. Verse 11, chapter 10, verse 11, Jeremiah. Thus shall ye say unto them, this is the Most High telling Jeremiah, say unto the people, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. Let me explain something. That rock that all the Muslims walk around, all these goddamn gold chains and crucifixes and shit like that in these pictures of white boy Jesus, of Cesare Borgia, of white, all that shit is gonna be gone. It's over. And how are you gonna fare if you holding on to it right now? Time for us to come up to the end of this. I'm gonna take it back to the beginning of Jeremiah 10. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. I'm gonna preface the next verse with this. New Year's Eve, Valentine's Day, St. Patrick's Day, Easter, Mother's Day, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Veterans Day, Columbus Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You ought not participate in any of that. Why? Because the Lord has told us, verse 2, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Birthdays, all of that is the way of the heathen. And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them, for the custom of the people, celebrating shit because of the signs of heaven. Because the sun has its lowest point and shines the coldest on the earth. That's why you got Christmas. Because they superstitious. For the customs of the people are vain. The custom of Christmas is vain. And all the holidays are vain. But you don't have to tell the Chinese and the white man and the Japanese and the Korean and the African not to celebrate them. It ain't your business. Don't you celebrate. If they want to celebrate them better, you can't save them. You can save yourself though. You can save your family by coming into this truth. And with that, I want to say Shalom, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barak Atah.
Little Zahar, man, won't be quiet, but check it out, yo.